Foolish mortals beware! This is the House of Frankenstein.
Chilling, isn't it?
Hello and welcome to the new Media Zone, and Dave here, and Dave with you with a special episode tonight. Where are we, Dave?
We're at the House of Frankenstein. We're in Lake George, New York. Historic Lake George, New York.
And we are up here to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the House of Frankenstein.
50 years, man! That's older than me.
It is. If we were good at math, we could take 50 and subtract it from our ages and find out how old we were when we first came up here.
Well, I can tell you how old I was when this place first opened.
Yeah, how old?
11.
Okay, it was 1973 in May. And I can remember driving by on the street out here and seeing what we're seeing here. The monster was out there, and I said, we got to go see what this is. And we pulled over somewhere, and we came in, and we saw the great museum with all the spooky attractions inside. And we'll go through a brief history here.
Go ahead. Go through the brief history then, because you know the history.
Do you remember your first time coming through here?
No.
You don't?
No.
You do remember the Castle Dracula?
I do.
Spelled wrong on my sheet here,
Well,
but that was
down
open
the street.
1 or 2 years.
Yep.
And then it was Dr. Morbid's, which we remember because we were down there. We're going to show you a clip from that later on when we were there. But this opened up in '73, which is the perfect time because in 1972 they re-released those Aurora glow-in-the-dark monster models. So this was perfect timing for that. There was an old, they called it the Ye Old Gift Shop, was here at the time. Did you buy anything in there in the old gift shop?
I don't know. I don't know what I had for dinner last night. You want me to remember 1975?
I can remember the 70s better than now, of course. Well, one of the things, and I got it right here,
Look at that.
is a wooden coin. The House of Frankenstein, and you can take a good look at it there. There's something on the back there. This is an official souvenir you could buy at the House of Frankenstein.
And it means so much to you that you have kept it for 50 years.
Now, it had to have been because that was 6th grade. Coming up in October when this opened up early in '73. I remember clear as a bell buying a Dracula mask and wearing it for our 6th grade Halloween party.
Okay.
And my grandmother made the cake. Because you couldn't buy really. You only bought those costumes in the box.
Yes.
So if you bought a Dracula mask, you know, you had to make the cape and the thing. A fond memory of buying my Dracula mask in the gift shop and wearing it that year for Halloween.
I have no memory.
Now the original opening was over here.
Which is now the exit.
Right, and you would go in and there would be... Now this is very strange because we have a monster back here and there's a monster. Why don't you come in, monster?
I couldn't possibly feel any shorter. I need a pair of these. Can you get an extra pair? Well, that's what I need, an extra pair of them.
All right, we're treated to 2 today.
2?
Wow.
Oh, that's like getting married twice. 2 monsters.
Right. Some of the originals, I'm doing some research for this. I forgot all about some of the original displays. Well, of course, the King Kong, which we'll talk about later, and the Man of the Future, which I always thought looked like the Colossus of New York.
I don't remember that.
And the Godfather, that I forgot all about, and the horse's head in the bed. And then...
But you would think, normally these displays will change and update as new creatures and things are, films are made with new creatures like zombies and all this new stuff that they have coming out, like the Predator and all that. You couldn't have that 30 years ago.
No.
You couldn't. Why? Because it didn't exist. exist.
Right.
That's why this is ever changing. This is like Disney World in Lake George. It changes, you change things. You change rides in Disney, you change displays here. So you come up every couple of years, you see something a little different.
Yes, there was a lot of historical characters back then that I had forgotten all about, like Bonnie and Clyde and Jesse James and Sherlock Holmes and the Boston Strangler. A lot of old displays that I forgot about.
I'm not sure about Sherlock Holmes. But the Boston Strangler.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could have a Ted Bundy, you could have a BTK. That's probably a little sensitive because they're serial killers. This is more fantasy, science fiction.
Yeah, but there's some pretty graphic stuff.
How come the aliens?
Yeah, I was just thinking about exhibits that would be good to put in here. And I did think about the alien because the Predator is in here.
Right.
And what else would you put in that's not here?
Oh, thanks for the question that I'm not prepared for.
Would you put a Psycho in? Do you think that's relevant?
I put the Blob in.
The Blob.
Let's put the Blob in there. Let's put the creature from 20 million miles to Earth. How about those 19s, like Reptilicus?
Travel fund for 1,000.
Eek, watch out for monsters at the House of Frankenstein Wax Museum in Lake George, in this state. Lauren?
What is Utah?
Nope. Matter, Katie? Lake George in New York.
So in 1998, the opening switched sides. And where you used to go in is now the exit, and that behind there is the black hole. And I have to close my eyes going through there. So you kept them open, you say?
I like, whenever I'm in a black hole, I like to keep my eyes open.
Me too. The Dr. Morbus. It was in the same spot where Castle Dracula was. So we went down there in about 2013 and made a visit to the Dr. Morbus. And Christina was our guide down there. So we have a little clip of inside Dr. Morbus with Ed and Dave and Christine. We're going to take a look at right now. Right.
It's very haunting. Now, I am not allowed, when this opens up, I'm not allowed to go through this fine haunted house because I take Lipitor, I have a heart condition. You will be frightened to death. So I cannot go through. So we're here with Christina, and she's one of the workers here. And can you tell us a little about Dr. Morbid's haunted house?
We've got a whole story that they tell you when you go back there. There's some fun little surprises. In the beginning, we have Bartleby. He's one of our favorites.
People jump out at you as you go through the items, so
yes,
you want to make sure that
jump out at you.
You want to make sure you don't have a heart condition.
Yes, we have a list of
You do have your list.
rules over there. Although I do take the time to tell people everything that's on that list, but sometimes they don't like to listen.
Yeah, I do. I am particularly the first item on the list. That if you have any medical conditions affected by being frightened or exposure to darkness, strobe lights, black lights, or fog machines, enter at your own risk. Well, you know.
There's nothing about Lipitor, Dave,
There's
so I
nothing
think
about
you're okay.
What? You know, I like to reduce my, possibility of heart attack or stroke.
Frankenstein is one of my personal favorites. I've lived in Queensbury, Lake George area my whole life, and every year I have to go to Frankenstein at least once. And even though I work there, I went through a couple times.
Apparently I have to go through again soon because last time I went, King Kong was in there, and he hasn't been in there for a few years, I guess. So
No, he hasn't been in there for
this summer I'm coming up and going through. What are some of your favorite exhibits over at Frankenstein?
Well, I will say that walking through the black hole first thing in the morning is not one of my favorite things to do, but towards the end of the day, it gets a little bit fun to go through there every once in a while.
Anything else?
Well, we can't forget the famous Frankenstein that walks around outside.
Oh, yes.
He's a well-known trademark. Lots of people have lots of pictures with him from all over the world, I would say, probably.
But on a very warm day, he would lose significant weight in that outfit.
Now, early around that time, or maybe a little bit before, there were some guest celebrities stopped by the House of Frankenstein. It was Sarah Karloff, the daughter of Boris Karloff, and she was up here signing autographs twice.
I wish I knew that. I did not know that.
I didn't know either. I would have been up here both times. So the ghost hunters also, they were up here. However many ghost hunters there are, they were all up here.
There's a lot of ghost hunters.
Okay, 2013. I liked the House of Frankenstein page on Facebook.
That's nice of you.
And I asked the question. I said, is King Kong still in there? And is Big Jim and G.I. Joe and Barbie, are they still in there? And I got a message back that they had just been removed, the King Kong exhibit, and would we like to have it? Oh boy. So we made a big trip to come up here and collect King Kong.
Did you film that too?
That was filmed, and we're going to take a look at it right now. Here we are coming up to Lake George for Kong. Load into the vehicles now, Dave, and head up to Lake George. First road trip for the show. Let's go into the trucks.
Oh, I hope I don't break my leg.
Okay, here we are, Dave. We finally made it up here.
House of Frankenstein.
Front of the House of Frankenstein. We're gonna go in there. They're donating the King Kong to us.
Frankenstein, Ed.
We're here.
We're here at the House of Frankenstein in historic Lake George, New York. And there is the man himself.
Sometimes you'll see him on the street if you walk by.
That's right.
In the summer.
And I'll tell you, for the admission price, just come to the lobby. It's worth it. All the models that you see here, we got back here, the classic aliens and predators. You've got Jason, you've got Freddy Krueger, you got Leatherface, you've got the original models of Dracula and Frankenstein. It's great. This is great stuff to look at. This is fantastic. I love it.
And what we came up here for is right next to you, Dave.
That's right, there he is.
It's Kong.
It's Kong.
Now, we were just mentioning this on the show, and here he is in person. He was there.
Yep.
And then he was holding the Barbie doll.
Barbie doll, right.
And the Big Jim, and it was funny because you never see Big Jim and G.I. Joe together, but here in the jungle with Kong, they were together. So here he is. He's going to come back with us to the Media Zone Studios, and he's going to be holding our address, Dave.
Is that what's going to be
That's so we will be bringing it. We don't have an oil freighter, Dave, or however they got it back in that 33 one. They never quite said. But we got Jim's truck, and he's going to come back with us somehow.
That's right.
I think he will fit in there.
And then we got behind you, scientist, the mad scientist.
Right. This wasn't here early on. This is fairly new. I remember this being here as a kid.
I don't know. It was many years ago that I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I don't remember.
I remember the skull with the ants around it.
Right.
The first thing you would see going on.
Now I remember up the road I remember it as Castle Dracula, which apparently was only Castle Dracula for 1 year, which I didn't know. Why that sticks with me. It must have been 1 year driving through here, and I saw Castle Dracula thinking, oh, isn't that nice? You got Castle Dracula and the House of Frankenstein. But we don't have Castle Dracula anymore.
No.
It's Dr. Morbid's.
Now, 2017, we came up here and did an entire Halloween episode.
Oh, we had a table.
Right over here.
Had our table set up. We played games with kids as they came out.
Right. We had games. We did a tour of the museum. We looked at the models over there. We gave away tickets. Did you mention that?
No.
No, we gave away tickets with the games. And that was 2017. And we do have a clip from our show that we taped up here in 2017. Take a look. Hello and welcome to the Media Zone Halloween edition. Live from the House of Frankenstein.
I'm scared, Ed. Hold me.
Lobby. For some reason I thought we were going to be like lost in a corner somewhere, but we're almost on the street here, which is kind of fun.
I was a little surprised when I came in here. They had the whole big setup. I thought we were going to stand in a corner.
11 and 13, they're pretty good with a little help from Dave. So we're going to give them three passes to the House of Frankenstein from the Media Zone.
Thank you. God bless you guys.
Frankenstein?
Frank! How you doing, Frank?
Look who just happened to wander in. It's Frankenstein, Dave.
Get that? Can you get the camera way up there, producer?
The producer is on the camera there.
Looks like Michael Myers.
He just woke up.
That is the original Frankenstein. From what year was that released, Dave?
1931.
1931. I wonder if Frankenstein would know the order of the Frankenstein films.
We don't know. We don't know, Ed. So there you go. And
It's-
now he's going away.
It's funny, in The Ghost of Frankenstein, they put Igor's brain in the Frankenstein monster.
Right.
And then he went blind. And in Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, he was supposed to be blind through the whole thing, which was why Bela Lugosi was going around like this, but they cut the whole plot out. And folks are just wandering on in here. How you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the fun.
All right.
That's the fun of doing a live show.
What was that?
What do we got?
Hello, sir.
Opening.
To scare you.
There's somebody in there. He's trying to get out.
It's
That's why we're here, for all the interaction. What we do here every week on the media. Hi, Hannah. What we do every week here is we try to give people a chance to win free movie tickets. And they write in with their picks, 2 numbers, 1 through 6, and we reveal them. And if they match, they win 2 free movie tickets to the Regal Cinema.
all right.
So this,
Wait a minute. Shouldn't this have been explained to her before?
I think it's easy to explain
right.
there. 2 and 4. 2 and 4. Yeah, those just flip over, I believe.
Okay.
2 and 4.
They don't match. Oh.
They don't match. I can't see.
2 and 3 matched, I think.
Well, thank you, Hannah, for helping out. Okay. Thank you. And nobody on the street yet to come in and play our game. All right. A year later, in 2018, we came up and we took the tour through the museum again, but we brought up our trusty light, which we had today, so we could get better shots. And we also had Ken was our guide, taking us through the museum then. So let's take a look at this clip from 2018 as we go through the museum. No refunds.
No refunds.
Hit the button, Dave. Now, along with us, you didn't see him walk in, Dave, but we have a helper with us.
The invisible man.
The disembodied voice.
There you go. I'm going to say hi.
I'm a very terrifying person myself. My name is Ken Holmes. I'm an attendant here at House of Frankenstein.
Now, let me ask you about this. I think this is one of the oldest ones, because I remember this when I was a kid here. This one, what is the secret behind the breathing chest here?
The secret behind the breathing chest?
Yes.
That's a real person in there.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
We're going to keep up the illusion here.
We've kept him alive for years.
There's probably a lot of interesting motoring going on in
Yes.
there and things. Now, this used to be a bunch of spooky glow-in-the-dark eyes in here a long time ago, but now we have moved the creature in here.
From the Black Lagoon.
Has he been here the whole time you've been here?
The whole time I've been here, yeah, but I think he is fairly new.
Oh, look out, Dave! Yeah, this is a newer effect. This used to be an old ghost.
Is it a projection?
It's a projection of
Yeah.
some kind. We've updated through the years.
She's kind of cute, Ed, don't you think?
Sounds like Dave is enamored with the
I find her
ghost.
very attractive, Ed. It's a good thing I'm single.
You still want the ghost, Dave?
I don't think I want her anymore, Ed. This kind of resembles Vincent Price.
I was just going to say that. From the House of Wax.
We're going into the tourist trap. Permanent vacation.
Ooh, you guys made it.
We made it. I bet some of the audience thought that was one of us down there.
Somebody didn't make it out over here.
Claw marks, Ed.
One of the tourists. This is Jason and Freddie. You remember this from last year, Dave?
Oh, jeez!
That did scare me last time, even though I knew it was coming. Let me see. This is one of the newer exhibits here with the current horror folks and their victims.
This is the black hole we're
The
going
black
into
hole.
soon, where space spins uncontrollably into what?
Yeah, this one I have to close my eyes through too, or I'll vomit, Dave.
Will you? Well, then let me be behind you in that case. Am I ready to go through?
It's not bothering me right now. Why is that? There's
Maybe
the lights
because the
on?
light's on it.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
All right.
Okay, now it's not.
It's still pretty bad.
Yeah. I gotta close my eyes, Dave. Keep talking. Oh,
Come on, Ed. Keep coming. Get to it.
oh.
It's not that bad.
We lost our guide, Dave. Oh, there he is. All right, that was a clip of us up here going through the house in 2018. Now this is the best brochure in all of Lake George of all time, and also in all of tourism, Dave.
In all of tourism,
The word I was looking for in all of
the
tourism.
word was tourism?
Yes. Now it has the nice spooky inside,
This is a mask, too.
and it turned into a mask. What could be better than that? Now, in here in the museum, there's a lot of models and cases of models. So now we're going to take a. We did this before.
You mean like Christy Brinkley?
No,
and-
no. These are monster models.
Oh, okay.
So we are going to take a look at some of those now, the new ones that are out here, and there are some new ones that I have not seen before. Let's take a look at them now. Some nice models. We just took a look.
I love the model. He's got that beautiful Kong, that Oliver Reed werewolf. And they're just spectacular. And may I say, worth a lot of dinero. Not Robert De Niro, but a lot of money.
Yes, they are. Now, we were just handed something.
What were you handed?
Something that was found while reconstruction. We were just talking about how they changed the exhibits. Apparently, sometimes they find things that were left behind. This looks like a vintage 1970-something can, Dave.
Look at that. The old Budweiser can with the old pull tab. You don't see those anymore because you cut your lips on them, so they don't do those anymore.
Do you know why that scene in Jaws was so more memorable even than we know now? This was a tough thing to squeeze back then, a real can of beer. People probably watch Jaws now and know anybody can do that.
Oh, yeah.
But this was quite the can.
Oh, that's a really... I don't even want to... I think I hurt my hand.
Yes. We'll give that belongs in a museum. Maybe
does.
this museum back here.
Put it in the display.
Okay, now, we took a look through the museum because there's some new things in there.
Yes.
And we did see some of the new exhibits, and we're going to take a look at those right now. Let's take a look.
This looks like Toxic Camp. That's a movie we did. Hey, Dad. This used to be Freddy versus Jason, but now it's just Freddy's boiler room.
The fire is very cool there. Back down there.
The chair upon which I've been sitting and waited it upon the board.
Is this body gonna?
There you go.
Drop.
We have a new exhibit over here. The Chucky doll. He's very scary. I don't think that's his name. It looks like Michael Myers. Have you ever wanted to work at a camp? I don't think you do.
Okay, there you have it.
Now,
Our 50th anniversary salute to the House of Frankenstein.
about 2 to 3 weeks to get up here, and even if you're in the lobby to check out the models, well worth it. But you get to come in, you got about 3 weeks. Otherwise, you wait until the 51st anniversary, and you can always come back then too.
Yes. So it was great to come back up here. We always love it.
It's always fun to come up here.
Nice to salute 50 years. The fond memories of being a kid in the 70s and coming through.
That's all I am.
Okay, happy Halloween. Direct from the House of Frankenstein.
Be safe and don't damage property.
Right, don't do that. We don't want to hear about you kids punching Frankenstein up here anymore. You leave them alone. This is a historical site here.
That's right.
All right, so we'll see you next time.
Foolish mortals beware. This is the House of Frankenstein. Dr. Frankenstein, according to Mary Shelley, created a monster from the dead. Here in the House of Frankenstein, there are many monsters. The creatures roaming the halls of this house are not living yet. They are not dead. For, as you shall see for yourself, they move and talk, and sometimes they even scream and pee a little in your pants. Be warned, this is not just another wax museum. No, indeed. When you walk the 13 steps, appropriate. The haunted stairs, you are on your own. Don't turn back. There is no turning back. You must finish this journey of terror.